Ladies and gentlemen, gather your baby bottles and take cover. Because what transpired at Claressa Shields' baby shower was not a celebration, but rather a battleground. Yes, you have heard the rumors, but believe me when I say that the truth is worse than the rumors. What happens when a rejected ex shows up at your baby shower without being invited, dressed in all white, as if she were the one giving birth? What happens when that ex just so happens to be Remy Ma, who is armed with attitude and years of unresolved trauma and a petty streak longer than a CVS receipt? But wait, it gets better because the man stuck in the middle is none other than Mr. Papoose himself, who leaked the now viral footage where you can literally hear someone scream Remy and oh before a chair went flying. Did Papoose really slap Remy in front of guests, caterers, and a gender reveal cake shaped like a boxing glove? Why was Claressa hurried out by security with tears in her eyes and frosting on her dress? Claressa Shields, the two-time Olympic gold medalist boxing champion and soon-to-be mother, was glowing in pink chiffon surrounded by soft balloon arches, rose gold gift tables, and a crowd of A-list guests who came to celebrate the birth of a child. There were matching mocktails, a Shields baby cake that was sculpted into a championship belt, and even a performance that R&B legend Tank had booked. This was the season's baby shower, but everything fell apart the minute Remy Ma arrived. To be clear, Remy was not invited. She was not on the guest list, she was not in the group chat, and a leaked text from Claressa's cousin claims that she was specifically barred from the event following a heated altercation at a Brooklyn nail salon 2 weeks earlier, in which Remy allegedly threw an entire acrylic nail display at the receptionist. Has that ever stopped her? Remy came in wearing a tight white designer dress that was the exact color Claressa was wearing, big black sunglasses, and a face full of attitude, as if she were running from TMZ. I brought heels, and guests froze. Conversation stopped in the middle of the conversation, and in a now viral video clip shared by Celeb T Backup 2, you can see Claressa look up from her in a story that has been messier than a Love and Hip Hop reunion special. Remy and Papoose were once the ride-or-die fairy. Taylor. He waited for her during her prison sentence, held her down, and defended her when no one else would. Now that the love story has been revealed, let's go back a moment. Throne of satin pillows, see Remy and mutter under her breath. You've got to be kidding me, she says, broke into a million glittery pieces of baby shower confetti because he moved on with Claressa Shields. That's right, Papoose went from being forever my lady to forever my fist-fighting baby mama, and Remy wasn't just upset. She was humiliated. Losing your man to a younger, richer, unbeaten boxing champion is a different trauma. When Claressa revealed she was expecting last month, well, insiders say Remy spiraled. According to voice notes, an unnamed friend hairdresser who requested to be called Peaches stated, "This isn't over. I'm not going to let that baby be the headline." It seems that she meant it. As if it were her bridal shower, she walked right past a gathering of influencers and BET executives without being invited, unconcerned and unhinged. She didn't look at Claressa or nod at Papoose. Instead, she simply walked straight to the front and stood next to. His entire vibe changed, one caterer said, from chill to DEFCON 1 in 0. Papoose, who had been standing close to the DJ booth, turned around and froze as Tank was getting ready to sing on stage. We witnesses say he clenched his jaw and dropped the mini cupcake he was holding. He said, 2 seconds. He rushed up, grabbed Remy by the wrist, and whispered, "You got 5 seconds," which has since become the week's top comment on Twitter. According to Blog Queen NYC, she allegedly responded, "Go ahead, Pap. Make a scene like you always do right before you crawl back." Boom. That's when it happened. In a moment that no one saw coming, but everyone's camera somehow captured, Papoose lifted his hand and slapped Remy Ma across the face. The room went silent. And Remy laughed in his face like this was a TikTok prank. As we speak, the sound of the slap is being used as an audio remix on TikTok. One guest screamed, another began to pray, and a third reportedly shouted, "Not the baby energy, Remy," while attempting to shield Claressa with a bundle of diaper gifts. Security ran in, not walked, and worst of all, Remy didn't even flinch. The DJ cut the music. Tank froze mid-verse, and Claressa sat there in complete shock, covering her stomach with both hands, as if she were in a fight ring rather than at a baby shower, said, "You really just did that in front of her, in front of your new family?" with the coolest, coldest eyes you've ever seen. That, my friends, is where part 1 ends because what follows makes the slap appear to be foreplay. In part 2, we delve into the aftermath, the leaked audio, and the anonymous source who claims that Claressa herself planned this whole thing. Yes, you heard me correctly. Was the slap staged? Let's take a closer look. The entire baby shower was left speechless by the open-handed moment that released years of heartbreak, betrayal, and unspoken rage. However, just when you thought that was the height of the drama, it got even worse. Within 16 minutes, 3 different angles of the slap were already making the rounds on the internet, and by the time it was 30 minutes later, someone had uploaded a TikTok with dramatic piano music underneath it. With over 1 million views in less than an hour, the caption read, "When your baby daddy slaps his ex at your baby's shower skull, broken heart balloon." Meanwhile, Claressa Shields appeared, to have been hit with a metaphorical uppercut, not from Remy or Papoose, but from sheer public humiliation. The woman was crying, not sobbing, not sniffling, and she had a capital C, mascara, running foundation, and a custom maternity sash dangling off her shoulder as if it had been through war. And just when security believed they had everything under control, Remy grabbed the microphone. Her cheeks were still red from the slap, and she approached the stage where Tank had vanished entirely, most likely hiding in the restroom, and took the microphone as if she were going to announce a BET award. What she said was, "I just want everyone to know I came here out of love." But it's obvious that this entire event is a joke. He didn't tell you that he was texting me last week, and boom, there was instant chaos. Let's break it down. Angel Dove Papoose had been in contact with Remy in the past week, but not for reconciliation. And Papoose looked as though his soul had temporarily left his body. Claressa's cousin tried to rush the stage, but her heels got stuck in the baby blue carpet, were purportedly about finding closure, moving on, and ending things amicably before. The baby is born, but closure with Remy Ma is like trying to put out a house fire with glitter. This is where things take a turn that no one saw coming. Hours after the slap, a leaked voice note purportedly from Claressa herself started making the rounds in a private group chat with her boxing coach, her assistant, and 2 brand managers. A woman who sounds a lot like Claressa says, "If she shows up, let her." Eyes pause. Rewind. Let that sink in. Did Claressa know Remy might crash the party? Did she want the drama? Was the entire event, which was decorated with vegan cupcakes and soft baby colors, actually a setup? The internet went crazy when Yimmer Remy versus Claressa trended on Twitter within hours, with people analyzing every second of the slap footage as if it were a JFK assassination tape. Was it staged? Was Papoose mic'd up? Was the camera quality? Not only that, but another video surfaced from outside the venue, showing Remy being escorted out by security with a high level of unbotheredness, and even a smirk. A small crowd had gathered outside, and when asked if she had any last words, she allegedly said, "Ain't no shower without thunder." One viral tweet read, "Ain't no way someone slapped Remy Ma on camera and the lighting was perfect. This was a Netflix doc waiting to happen." Nobody knows what that even means, but TikTok merch hustlers have already printed it on t-shirts and coffee mugs. Now, let's talk about Papoose. The man has stopped talking altogether, leaving only a blank profile picture and an innocent photo of Claressa holding baby's shoes with the caption, "Can't wait." It is flooded with fire icons and clown emojis, but guess who went live fat? Sometimes people forget who really controls the microphone. Remy Ma's longtime friend and mentor, Joe Yes, Fat Joe, abruptly went live on Instagram while wearing sunglasses and sitting in a dark room whispering. Fans went crazy. Does this mean Fat Joe is supporting Remy? Is he hinting at a documentary, a tell-all, or a diss track? Several blogs are already speculating that Remy is getting ready for a red table talk in which Style sits down to clear her name and expose everything, including some alleged DMs. Clarissa's team allegedly contacted a lawyer at its tea times, alleging emotional distress, public defamation, and disruption of a private event. There is even talk of a restraining order against Remy Ma, which hasn't been confirmed but has already sparked debate online. Instagram users are divided, with one side yelling, "Remy had no business showing up." Another side says, "You don't bring prison energy to a baby shower," while the other side is riding hard for her. Papoose led both of these women on the Yelp page, saying, "We had no involvement in the incident and were unaware of the guests' personal relationships." It's too late, as their Google reviews are flooded with negative ratings, making them ideal for weddings, but awful for events. As Remy was being driven away in a black SUV, someone recorded her on the phone saying, "He better tell her the truth, because if I have to be the one to do it, part 2 is going to hurt." Yes, there are more texts, more lies, and possibly more violence, because guess what? An unreleased text thread between Papoose and Remy that may just reveal Claressa's baby's real father is the internet was already ablaze with videos of Remy Ma being dragged out by security like she was auditioning for Bad Girls Club Baby Edition. And Claressa was reportedly sedated and crying in the bridal suite while Papoose vanished completely. No posts, no interviews, no answers. Still in question. You would think that after the slap, the mic snatch, and the leaked voice notes, this whole circus would have ended, but oh no. This story had one last earth-shattering twist, and it was more scandalous than anyone could have imagined. And just as things were starting to calm down, a private iCloud backup was leaked. Yep, screenshots of a full text thread between Papoose and Remy Ma, who dated only 3 weeks prior to the baby shower, surfaced online. These weren't closure messages, bro. Instead, they were flirtatious, cunning, heart eyes emoji messages. In one of them, Papoose allegedly wrote, "I still think about you every night, even when I'm next to her." Even when I'm next to her, fans lose their minds. A split photo of Claressa clutching her baby bump and Remy holding a microphone was featured on one of the memes that flooded the timeline. The captions read, "Who's really carrying the weight?" But wait, it gets even nastier. One message said, "You and I both know that baby might not even be mine." Let's repeat that. That baby might not even be mine. Then everything changed. It wasn't just a slap. Twitter turned into a battlefield as people began pulling up timelines that matched photos and creating charts as if they were conducting full FBI investigations. Some even noticed that Claressa had never publicly mentioned when she conceived, only that she was so grateful to be pregnant. The phrase "Papoose needs a DNA test" trended at this point because it was no longer just baby shower drama or Remy being petty. Number 2 in the world, and guess who poured gasoline on the fire? Remy Ma went live. Yes, from a darkened room with no makeup, a hoodie on, and her phone at the traditional 30-degree messy angle. She didn't hold back, and she began sipping tea calmly from a mug that said, "Booked and unbothered." Then she said, "Everyone wants to paint me as crazy as the villain as the bitter ex. But let me ask you this. What would you Remy revealed that Papoose wasn't certain who the father was from the beginning, telling me back in February, 'I need a test because I can't trust anybody'? Well, what if the man you sacrificed your life for tried to play house with someone else while still sending you 'I miss you' texts?" She pulled out receipts, actual printed screenshots, and held them up to the camera. "I didn't crash the baby shower," said that, "and now I'm the crazy one." The comment section went into full collapse. Remy really aired it all out. So wait, Papoose proposed to Claressa with a baby. He questioned, "This makes the slap make sense now." Remy had evidence. Not just vibes, but even more wild. A fake Maury edit began going viral with clips of Papoose edited over Maury Povich screaming, "You are not the father." It was a chaotic, uncensored, meme-fueled social media scene when Claressa was backstage. Meanwhile, there was media chaos in Claressa's camp. There were no Instagram stories, boxing promo posts, or inspirational quotes, just silence, until her manager posted a mysterious story that read, "Be careful when you try to expose someone holding TNT because now everyone burns." Wait, what is Claressa doing? Is she preparing her own receipts? Is this going to turn into a full-fledged baby mama Cold War? Meanwhile, legal sources, the phony ones we made up for this video, are saying that Remy might face a trespassing lawsuit, suit a restraining order, and possibly a defamation charge. But even those threats didn't stop her. A day later, she shared a story about standing in front of a mirror with the caption, "You only press charges when you lose control." Yikes. And let's not forget about Papoose, the man in the middle, who allegedly questioned his own unborn child, kissed his fiancée, and slapped his ex. He then posted a black square with no comments or caption, and everyone knew what he did next. One person remarked, "Bro, I'm sad about his peace, his girl, and his reputation." That implied guilt. Another person wrote, "He posted a blackout message." That made it seem like 2020 all over again. Boy, you need to get that DNA test. Perhaps the most shocking turn of all, however, is a security camera film that was leaked. It is 9 seconds long, blurry, but sufficiently clear to show Claressa hurling her baby shower tiara across the room and yelling, "He slapped her for nothing if he still doesn't know." The internet went completely crazy over who the father is. Now, blogs are speculating that Claressa might end the relationship altogether. Rumor blogs posing as sources are claiming that her team is booking flights to Michigan, which suggests she might leave New York until the drama subsides. Well, Remy Ma just revealed a new freestyle that will be released this Friday, allegedly called Baby Showers and Bullet Points, and fans already think it will be a diss track. A final rumor slipped into the timeline just when you thought it was over. According to gossip pages, someone close to Fat Joe claims he's planning to mediate a private sit-down between all three parties to be filmed for a streaming platform. That's right, we might be getting the most toxic baby shower documentary. The comments under the teaser were directed at both Papoose and Claressa. She was about to wrap up the DNA test results. The beat was better than Papoose's. Remy Papoose and Claressa's unfiltered slap that rocked the crib, a baby shower turned boxing ring, a slap louder than a Grammy performance, and a love triangle so messy it requires its own cleaning crew. But the real question is, who do you think was responsible? Remy Ma, a resentful ex seeking chaos, or a woman finally losing it after months of deceit? Is Claressa an innocent mother caught in the crossfire, or the mastermind behind a public relations campaign? Let us know in the comments if you think the slap was justified, if Remy should release the diss track, if Claressa should demand a DNA test, or if Papoose should simply delete Instagram and go live in the mountains. This is far from over, and you already know we're digging up the next set of receipts, so hit the like button and subscribe to stay ahead of the mess